Yeah.
On Monday night I escaped myself, a peculiar hell I had built myself. I stumbled out into the high street rush. All I'm craving is a human touch, 'cause I've been trying to get my head screwed tight.
So I'm Eloise and I'm here with Howl and The Hum backstage at your Scala gig. And can you introduce yourself to me?
I'm Sam from the Howl and The Hum.
And I'm Connor from the same band.
Right. This is our biggest ever headline show. Yeah, not just London. This is we did Leeds the other night at the Broodnell, which was the biggest show we'd ever done, and then we've smashed that record by organising it months ago. So this is a bit. We're just sort of like currently wandering around backstage, bumping into walls, trying to not look at how many people are going to be standing in the room just to our right now. We don't really know how to deal with it at the moment, and in about 3 hours this part of the tour will be over, and then we're going to get wasted, and then we'll be able to talk about how we deal with it.
So does it feel really special to be doing such a big tour? Or?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, this is crazy. It's just the sheer amount of people coming to one gig is nuts, but it's at a venue that we played last year with Boyazuga, which was a really special gig, and then to come back and play it ourselves and bring our friends Heights along.
So it's okay to be afraid when your headspace is a mess, okay? What about the rest? Say, what about the guy with the chest pain?
Special doesn't quite cover it. This is a really important gig for us.
So you've also supported Sunflower Bean, and how are those support gigs for you? Are they really important for preparing you for a tour like this?
Super important, yeah. It just introduces you to a completely new audience as well. Like a lot of Sunflower Beans fans won't know who we are, won't like us, then we might steal a couple of their fans. You know, it's like obviously we give them back.
You've got I've seen you a couple of times, and you guys got quite a unique performance style.
I hope so.
Would you say that?
Which one have you seen?
So I went to see you at Camden Assembly. Is it like a conscious thing to be as, I don't know if it's fair to say, theatrical as you are?
Yeah, it came from a lot of Amdram courses when I was a kid, I think, and just being left to my own devices and not going out with anyone. Just staying in and playing like those weird PlayStation games where you dance on a little map, and then not knowing how to dance, and then making up the moves in my own room. A lot of the dance moves are a little David Brenty as well, I think. But it's sort of I think of it as like it's how you dance alone in your room in front of the mirror, but I'm doing it in front of 650 people.
Yeah. Is there anyone apart from David Brent that you take influence from in terms of your live appearance?
It's David Byrne in Stop Making Sense, the Talking Heads movie. I don't know if you've seen that. That's one of the best live music films I've ever seen. I think it's the best live music film there is. He wears a giant suit in it, which I think is brilliant. It's just got some of the best moves. It's just like I think a lot of people like learn to dance in a particular way, and his all seem to come quite intuitively from the rhythm and from the feel. And you can probably tell, but I don't really know how to dance. But I like being able to show that I'm enjoying the music.
I think that's loads of people that you see, like Elvis Costello and Ian Curtis, that kind of thing. Like even like Morrissey would just, I don't particularly like him right now, but I liked him when he was in the Smiths, and all he'd do is like flail his arms around and throw flowers about. But there's something in it that was like, if it gets too sort of glossy, you don't look like you've done some dance routine or something, It's
Not yet.
Yeah, one day there'll be synchronised Howl and The Hum dance moves.
Next tour we'll be doing that, walking in a 4-step. Brad's going to be dangling from the ceiling. Yeah. You're going to be inside a glass case.
You heard it here first.
Slowly filling with water throughout the set.
Well, yeah.
I've got big plans for you, Connor.
And you guys are both proud Northerners.
I'm a Southerner.
Oh, are you Southerner?
I'm an adopted Northerner.
I'm a proud Northerner.
Do you feel like... I feel like the UK has quite a London-centric music industry. I think it's actually to our detriment a lot of the time. But do you think it impacts you guys being based in the North?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes, in two senses. The first sense, I would say it's good because you don't feel too watched, in the sense that you can go play loads of gigs and you don't feel like you're playing to any industry. You don't feel like there's nothing like that. And I think because there's not maybe as many venues and as many sort of bands, it gives you maybe a bit more freedom in the sense of just figuring it out before feeling too much pressure from stuff. And then also geographically, because it's well easy to gig everywhere. Because when you look at the UK as a whole, we're slap bang in the middle. So like 4 hours up to Glasgow, 4 hours down to London. So like.
And you guys are currently making an album?
Just finished it.
Just finished it?
Finished it Saturday last week, yeah.
And how does it feel?
We haven't had time to think about it.
Yeah, we had a day
off
at home and then we went on tour. I think permanence is a strange thing for us. Any form of getting anything down on record, as it were, is really difficult because we're always deliberating, and a lot of the time we're very guilty of overthinking things. So to actually be able to go, this is finished, this is done, is a big step for us. So currently we're just about to get the monitor mixes back and hear what the second half of the album sounds like. But we're happy.
Yeah. Like, it's the permanence thing is really funny because, like, we have a running joke when we were recording that if we like to, like, say we've done a take of a song and it works, we just shout print it and just say upload it straight to Spotify now because we'll change his minds in, 20 minutes, if that. But it's difficult, isn't it? Because everything you do, every band or artist, I'm sure, or in any sort of living or artistic way, you're always going to look back at it and go, oh, well, I probably could have done that or could have done this. But there's a point when you've got to go, that's it, that's it. I try and look at it as it's a representation of us at a time, at a point.
I feel like it's a bit like getting a tattoo. If you're like, I'm not sure what to do, but that was what I wanted at the time.
I'm bad with that as well.
Oh, really?
I hate all of my tattoos as soon as they're done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as soon as they're done, I'm just like, oh, why did I do that? Oh, at least it's not permanent. And I'm like, oh, wow. My mum's going to be so mad.
And I'm just personally quite fascinated with artwork for albums and EPs and stuff. How does that work for you guys? Do you know exactly what you want? Yeah, or you?
Connor does pretty much all of the artwork for the band. Posters, any designs, anything that we put out. Connor does.
It's amazing. So have you got big plans for the album?
Ish, I don't know yet, I'm not sure. I need to hear it, to be honest with you. But some ideas, I don't know.
We got inspired yesterday at the Joiners in Southampton, looking out for a couple of posters. I mean, concert posters are like my jam. I love a good concert poster. There's a guy called Aaron Lowell. I think he's American.
Does like a national.
Does the Nationals posters and stuff. He's done some bonkers ones.
It was a chastity belt.
And he did chastity
belt.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and we're always picking up little influences and stuff. But at the same time, we really love Pete Saville.
Yeah, just all factory record stuff. They did the
Unknown Pleasures.
But it's good because if we're in the van, I can just draw constantly.
And you guys also just released a video for Human Contact.
Oh yeah.
How was that? It looked so fun to film.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was amazing. It was such a weird day. Those guys are coming tonight, I think. It was an abandoned hotel just outside Lancaster Gate Station, and abandoned hotel doesn't quite give it justice. It's fucking huge. It's like this 40-room hotel. And it completely ripped out. Everything had been ripped out. The floors had been ripped out of some floors. It was it was nuts.
The fella was a bit nervous about any of us going upstairs for a bit. I think he was like, yeah, go and explore, don't worry. And then he actually went up and was like, maybe I should cordon all this off because it was like.
It was really cool. And then just the dancers and the choreography. The choreographer especially were just amazing. They were so good. We were so chuffed that day. And then, the whole team were bonkers. And we did just put a full credits list up on our Instagram if anyone is interested. But that whole day was so weird. And the comments since have been so funny.
I was going to say, I saw you guys sharing some of them. I had to have a read myself, and some of them are strange.
Yeah, man. It's because we did a sponsored post on Facebook, and we haven't really done that before, especially not for a piece of visual content. And because it didn't come in with, it just said Human Contact out now. Howl and The Hum. People think it's like a short film,
or like a Human Centipede.
It's a Human Centipede film, or it looks like what did it called? Get like a vegan rave. Someone said
vegan rave.
Specifically I love a non-meat, non-dairy rave. That's what it looks like.
To be fair, the thing with it is like that's all people who it hasn't been, who aren't fans of us. I think it's some weird way it gets promoted. But as in within people who are fans of us, and the video itself, in general, has had like a good reaction. But we obviously naturally find them hilarious, so why wouldn't you show? There's some some people shouldn't be allowed on the internet, that's all I'm
My favourite one was just one guy going, feminism's spreading well. It's like he must have loved writing that comment down.
With a load of clown faces.
Yeah, exactly.
With a load of clown emojis after it. It's like, what does that mean?
Feminism's spreading well, yeah. I just wonder what he thinks feminism is, because if he thinks it's that,
I wonder
maybe...
what he thinks Facebook on the internet is, or like anything. He just...
He's a philosopher.
But I'm glad he's done nothing but increase the joy in our lives.
I almost wish.
Thanks, Dad, for that comment.
I almost wish there should be like little well, obviously there are cameras and computers, but when you're like, oh, someone's watching me, I'd love to see the people that are writing these comments and, like you say, laughing away.
In live time, you see their face as they write the comment.
I also feel like it should be like a breathalyzer or something.
Before you write a face.
Yeah. Well, that's everything. Have you guys got anything else you want to talk about?
We want to plug anything?
The album will be out early next year.
Buzzing.
Yeah, same. And
it sounds like we're not, but we've just been on tour for a really long
this
time.
night's freaking me out a bit, if I'm honest, as well. I feel like I'm in a picture, like a photo, and I'm being developed, but
slowly.
But that's all we'll be touring and stuff all next year, and we're playing in November as well. Dates are sort of finishing the last part of this tour. So check it out.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.